Yossi, welcome to the podcast, my friend.
Thank you so much, Yigal.
I was messing around on LinkedIn, saw your profile, started diving deeper into what you do. Super impressed with what you do in terms of health, nutrition, when it comes to what we call the yoga ball or the Pilates ball. And I kept on watching videos because you're actually a badass on those things. Like I couldn't do what you do. So tell me about yourself, why you do this work, how you got into it, and why it matters.
Sure. So I started, like I've always had lower back issues, low back pain. Most of the majority of the population have back pain, actually 80% in fact. But my personal story, I had that. I was always in pain when I was young, when I was 15, 16, 17. In my early, like the 18, 19, 20, like I always had pain and I didn't understand. I was young and I shouldn't be feeling old. I felt like I was old. I couldn't move. I was in pain and moaning, and it just wasn't. I mean, like this is not right, Like, and I tried different workouts, and it didn't help my back either. Also, had shoulder problems, knee issues, because one affects the other. And I was playing a lot of sports at the time, and I had some skill, and I was pretty good, but I wasn't anywhere near, best of anything that I could play. But every time I played whatever sport, I just came home and just had to lie in bed or try and stretch my back out or have a massage because it was just too painful to even move. And I came across the stability ball, yoga ball, whatever you call it at the gym. And I started, there was a class that brought it out the end, and I just thought it was fun. That was my first thing. It was fun. It was different. It was challenging. It was fun. I thought, okay, I'm going to start training on the ball because it's fun. And I'm going to see, at least I'm going to have fun and I'm going to enjoy training because I always liked some sort of training. I always had to be active and physical. And in a few weeks, not even a few weeks, I noticed that my back issue there's no more back issue. My shoulders, no more shoulder pain. My knees, no more knee pain. And my posture started improving. My power started improving. My strength started improving. And the people I was playing sports with in South Africa, they got cricket, like rugby. But I didn't play rugby. I played cricket, soccer, squash. And I started beating those people that I couldn't beat. And I started getting onto the next level. I thought, hold on a second. I've got something here because I've been training on the ball and I have no more pain anymore all of a sudden. And everything started improving, and I'm onto something. And I thought, if I'm helping myself, I can help other people. So I just did quite a bit of research into it, and I don't know if you heard of Paul Chek. He was an early mentor of mine, and I studied holistic health with him. I got a lot of certifications on the ball through him and in South Africa. And I decided to stop what I was doing. I was at the time working at a bank, which definitely not me. And I started my own company called Performer Ball, and I started training individuals, and I noticed that they started improving. They had less pains in the back, and I started branching out to companies and getting their team and their employees to use the ball, to sit on the ball and to train on the ball. And I started noticing some amazing things there besides just getting rid of back pain. I mean, team morale, for example, people who weren't speaking to each other, collaborating with each other, all of a sudden were talking to each other because they had a new respect. They could start balancing and they were overweight or whatever the case is. Like, wow, they can do it. I could, the other person who was thin and sort of fit couldn't even do that. And they had started like a great collaborative effect, which really helped improve productivity and the bottom line from that point of view. Never mind the absenteeism and the pain point of view. So that's basically how I got into it and how I started getting also crazy with my own training because I have to keep progressing for it to be fun and sustainable. I've been doing it for 21 years so far, and I haven't had one injury from the ball.
Amazing. So just so people can see what you do, what's your Instagram handle? Because I know you post a lot of videos up there.
Yeah, my Instagram handle is at Yossi _Montrose_. YOSSI underscore, and then MONTROSC underscore. And yeah, the type of stuff like, I do handstand, jumping from 2 balls, standing on one leg, skipping on the ball, standing on the ball.
Incredible.
All sorts of crazy stuff, which I don't advocate, to try this at home. Please don't try this at home. But at the same time, like, with clients of mine, I build them up from their level and build them up. They never thought they could stand and squat on the ball. I had 60-year-olds plus standing, squat, jumping onto the ball.
Amazing.
Over time, after having tremendous amount of back issues and shoulder issues and postural issues, and they couldn't play golf, and they couldn't do things that they love to do, and they change their quality of life completely.
So let me bring that up real quick. As men, we tend to not complain. We tend to just kind of like live through the pain because we've got to get to work. We've got families. I know you're married, living in Israel now. And, I just, out of my personal experience, I've got hip pain and back pain. When the pandemic hit, I just started to run like Forrest, right? I started running 2 miles. And then at some point I was doing 10 to 12 miles 3 times a week. I wouldn't stretch. I just, out of anxiety and like stress, I just ran. And so now I've got some hip pain and some back pain. And so all this is music to my ears because I've probably had pain for 6 months until finally I said, man, I've got to do something about this. Right. So as men, we tend to just not talk about it and work through it, not even work through it, just do what we're doing day to day until something really bad happens. Right. So what do you recommend people to do who are listening to this, who have back pain, who have something that they're going through, to be able to start? Like, where do we start?
I guess that's a really good question. I mean, like, there's so much misinformation also on the internet, and, like how they try this diet and try this exercise routine. And, even though you may not be suitable for it and may not be good for it. So first of all, pain is you've got to make pain as your friend, not just train through pain, but make pain as your friend. Listen to your body. Listen to where your body is in pain. Why is it in pain? What am I doing wrong that's keeping me in pain? So you've got to start paying attention instead of just like, okay, taking a painkiller of some sort or this medication or for this chronic issue, which actually masks the issue, and your pain doesn't go away. It actually gets worse over time unless you actually fix the root cause. So, I tell people if they don't know, if they don't know what to do and they're in pain, whatever the case is, just get a stability ball, an exercise ball, and start sitting on it at your desk, just for a little bit at a time and slowly build up. You can't believe the difference, it will make, just in terms of movement, blood flow, improving your posture. I'm sitting on the ball right now and I can bounce, as you can see, I'm bouncing on it. I'm not going to do that now because it's going to annoy you. But I'm saying that's how I work. And if I'm constantly moving, and so I'm actually losing weight while I'm sitting and working. I mean, that's just a simple start. I mean, there's so many other things that one can do. Like, are you drinking enough from a nutrition point of view? Are you drinking enough water? What type of foods are you eating? Are you eating crap like sweets and chocolates and, those also have a direct effect on your core. It shuts down your core, which can actually keep your body in pain. So all of these things have an effect. And a simple way to start is start being aware of your body. What is your body needing? What does it need to do? What does it feel like it needs to do? Does it feel like it needs to move more during the day? Like if you're sitting, do you feel like you need to move? So simple solution is like get a stability ball, the right quality, and I can help you with that. Set it up properly at your desk and just slowly 5 minutes every hour even, and just keep swapping. Eventually after a couple of weeks, 10 minutes every hour, then 20 minutes every hour. Then eventually you'll be getting rid of your chair and you'll just be using the ball, and you can't believe the difference. And you're not going to get like maybe strong or anything like that because you need actual training, but the difference will make to your productivity, your focus, your energy, and obviously it will certainly help with lower back pain.
So by the way, after this interview, I'm leaving. I'm going to take off to go buy a ball. So you've got to tell me which one to buy, because I think it's right. Like I sit down, I do podcasts all day. I'm working at my desk all day long. And then, I stand up and I feel like an old man. I'm 41 years old. I've got 3 daughters. I want to sit down and play with them and run. And Hopefully, God willing, when I have grandkids, still be in great shape and not be the old guy in the cane hunched over. And I think that, for me, it's important to be able to start today. And you said something incredible, by the way. You said pain is your friend. Like, it's giving you a message, right? It's giving you a message of what's working, what's not working, and what you have to focus on to improve before something gets worse.
100%. You got another one also 41. So, and
Nice.
I've got two sons. They on me, when I'm on the ball, they come down on the ball and they jump on me while I'm balancing, and
I've seen it.
it's crazy. And that's what you want. And as you said, like, you want to be able to be involved with your kids and the quality of life that you want to have, especially as you age, because it compounds. If you don't do anything, like, as you age, the problems compound. They don't get better because your age is against you, gravity's against you. And you have to do something about that, especially with improving your balance to a core, in a safe and holistic way, not just hitting the gym. I want to hit the weights or run or do something which actually causes a lot more issues, a lot more impact on the body. And I'm all about sustainable and longevity sort of training, using the ball because it's safe. The ball absorbs the gravity, so all your muscles from your small stabilizers are working in a way that it's going to support your big global muscles. And I don't touch weights. I haven't touched weights. I don't touch any supplements. And like, people are shocked when I don't know if you can see that, but I'm saying, like,
I'm looking at your big muscles. For those of you who are listening, to this podcast, Yossi's showing off his big muscles that I don't have at the moment.
You do have, but I'm just saying, like, people are shocked, like, how much you bench. Like I said, I don't bench. Like, they're completely shocked. But I've developed a system where it enables me to train all my muscles in a balanced approach. So all my small stabilizers are working out, and knowing that I'm doing these sort of things. So, like, when I'm 41 now, and I'm, say, 80 and 90, whatever the case is, and I think, God willing, I have grandkids, and I will be still doing the stuff I'm doing now and playing with them and getting them on the ball and being able to do awesome, crazy adventures like I have been doing, before I got married, and I'll continue doing when my kids are a bit older. So
you brought up the core, right? Let's talk about how important the core is to just our everyday life. We cracked the joke in the pre-show about how important it is for sex life, right? Having a good core. But how important is the core? And this is a lot of what the ball is, and what you work on is a lot of the core. What does the core uphold? What does it do for us as we're walking day to day? And how important is it for us to be able to strengthen it as a whole?
Yeah, so as I said, great question. The core plays a huge integral part of, it's your engine. Basically, it's the engine of your body. And I'm not talking about doing abs, or crunches, which actually makes your back even worse, to be honest. I'm talking about all those, the whole center. So deep muscles, internal muscles that one can't see. That the psoas, the transverse abdominis, which the deep, like all those sort of deep muscles in the back, and protecting your organs, protecting your joints, protecting all those different organs, which is really important. So if someone's obese and overweight, for example, that means they don't have a good core, and all those organs are in danger of getting diseased or overworked, and it can cause all sorts of serious issues, especially when Corona comes around and they're not in shape, and so many people have passed away from it. So if we take care of our health, you will really be able to adapt to different types of viruses or different types of epidemics, and we can manage it, because at the end of the day, it's just a virus. So a lot of people think they're healthy, and they actually have no clue what healthy is. I drink soy milk, or I'm vegetarian, or this or that, and they don't realize that all of that sort of things has been studied and researched to have the most unhealthiest side effects long term. So the core is really important, just from walking, from picking up stuff, picking up parcels, groceries, obviously heavier stuff, furniture. If you have to move furniture around, pick up furniture, moving houses, picking up your kids, everything plays a role, with the core, which is vital to everyday functional healthy life. And it's not just your engine of your body, your center of your body. It's what about your shoulder, your deep rotator cuff muscles in your shoulder? What about by your knee joints, your VMO? There's also core in that area, your ankle joints. All of those small stabilizers are protecting those joints, and that's why it's so important to be able to work those small stabilizers and connective tissue to protect those joints, especially as we age. We wear them away, and a lot of people hit the road, and unfortunately, it wears away the joints even more.
And Yossi, what you're telling me is that all of what you just said can be trained on the yoga ball.
All of it, and I'm proof of what I say. This is all what I do. I do combine different exercises when you get more advanced, bringing in with the ball. I mean, as I mentioned, skipping on the ball, but I mean that's just me. I'm saying, but I mean that's pretty much all you need to do. Depending on what your goals are, you could work balance, you can work strength, you can work power, you can work agility. And I've actually had I trained a couple of athletes, high power athletes from the US over Zoom, and they sent me a message on Instagram saying that they could not stop thanking me, saying that I've changed their lives in the way of training, because they're able to train stability and balance every day, and they have less injury, less pain, and their performance has gone through the roof compared to the traditional type of training. So it's good for athletes, to people who are couch potatoes, to pregnant women, to whoever really wants to get to the next level in the health and lifestyle.
I'm looking at your website, which is performaball.com. That's performaball.com. And you got your Instagram feed, and it looks like, again, you're training and you're not lifting weights. You're not, like crazy. It looks like you're having an amazing time. You're there with your kids. You're doing the handstand on the ball, which is insanity to me. It's pretty crazy. But I can see how, when you talked about it's fun, and I think the most important thing for everybody is you got to find something that's fun for you in order to keep moving forward and going on, right? Because I know a lot of friends who try yoga, they'll try this, they'll try that, and they stop because they don't like it. But you seem to have a blast. You're probably doing this in your house. You can take this ball on a vacation. Probably, I bet you probably pack it everywhere that you go.
All over. I've done in the mountain on snow when I was staying. I bought it in the snow. I do it in the water, in the sea. Take it everywhere.
Yeah, incredible, man. So cool. So let me ask you this question: when it comes to somebody who's listening to this podcast, you spoke about, getting a ball and sitting on it. In thinking about that, is it because you talked about blood circulation, but also is it because of the absorption of our body sitting on the chair the whole day? I know a lot of friends who have hip pain or, from sitting the whole day. Is that what's going on with the ball? Because it's absorbing some of that, you don't have that same situation?
Without a doubt, it's absorbing the gravity, number one, as I said, we've mentioned before. And it's besides the blood flow, you're moving, it's improving. You tend to sit upright more, so you're not slouching as much. You can't, go whatever, and just all lie back, otherwise you're going to fall off the ball. And it's fun to sit on. You can balance while you're working. You can lift both legs up. You can even holding on at first, and then or lifting one leg off and doing just basic movements while you're sitting on. And you can't believe over time, people forget little things over time create huge differences, over a long period of time. And just to change basic things that are not going to change your lifestyle in some dramatic way. I'm not telling you to do a 28-day or 21-day challenge and you will change forever. No, it's not like that. It's more of a process. It's more of a holistic point of view, and change. Once you do get the change, it's everlasting. It doesn't, like when people do a bicep curl, they get a big pump. And then after a few hours, it goes completely away. Like, hold on, where was that bicep? Where did it disappear to? So, it's not like that. This, creates that everlasting change. It creates that everlasting healthy lifestyle that you want. Thank God, I haven't been in pain. I haven't felt any uncomfortability in my body whatsoever. I actually had quite a massive injury, not on the ball, by the way, trying to skateboard. it was stupid. I was wearing basketball shoes, which I shouldn't have because of grips on the skateboard, and I wasn't wearing the right thing, and wasn't no helmet, no protective gear, and I completely broke my whole ankle, dislocated my ankle, you name it. And after, like, I continued training upper body on the ball a lot, and once the cast came off, I started standing on the ball immediately. My ankle was like this swollen.
Sheesh.
And after like 4 weeks, I went to the surgeon for a checkup, and he couldn't believe how much movement I got back. He said he's never seen such a quick recovery in his life before. And I had, like, to this day, I have full movement back. I have zero pain. Yes, it's going to always be a bit of scar there, scar tissue, and a bit swollen because I damaged it really badly. But it just shows you like how the body knows how to heal itself. How the mind, you see, it's not just the physical, it's actually the mental and the physical. What's happening, you're building new neural pathways from your mind to your body because you're forced to focus. You can't just do a bicycle or running and then have something playing in the background and thinking about your dinner or your date or your plans for the weekend. You can't do that on the ball. You've got to be present. You've got to be focused. You've got to be engaged. And that is key because I've actually helped quite a few people who have had semi-paralysis. One was from being shot in South Africa in the hip, and he taught himself how to walk again. The doctor says he will never have, he's a very strong mind to walk, but he always had limping and always in pain. And he started training with me, and he built new neural pathways from the mind to the body. And he got his movement better, he got his balance better. He started riding all different types of competition riding, and it's changed his life. So the body knows how to heal itself. The body knows what to do. We just prevent it by doing stupid things. By smoking cigarettes, by binge eating, binge drinking alcohol, and we wonder why we die of a heart attack or have a stroke early on, or so many diseases, chronic diseases, because we're not letting the body heal itself and not letting the body do what it really needs to do. I mean, imagine buying a Ferrari and putting crap in its engine. I mean, that Ferrari's going to last maybe a couple of days, a few weeks, and it's going to die.
Yeah,
you'll never ever dream of putting stuff like, other than high-grade fuel or whatever for that Ferrari. It's the same thing with the body. The body can't absorb chemicals, so why eat all this processed crap? The body can't absorb different types of liquids. Why drink all this cold drinks and juices? Needs water, like good, healthy water. And that's, if you're able to just take a step back and just think about what you're actually doing, you'll get out of pain into an amazing quality of life to move to do whatever you really want to do.
Love that. Yossi, my last question to you is, how in God's name do you eat healthy living in Israel? There's such good food over there.
Okay, so yes.
Every time I go to Israel, I get heartburn. So it's such good food, but but you guys have awesome stuff. Yeah.
Look, there's an 80-20 rule. Like, obviously you can't, like, I'm 98 to like 2%, but there's the 80-20 rule. The body knows how to get rid of 20% of the crap. And I don't tell my clients to just stop everything. It's a process like anything else. And like over Shabbat or on a special occasion or whatever the case is, yes, eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, because the body knows how to, as long as it's not an everyday sort of thing. But so for me, you can put all the unhealthy foods here, and I've learned as a process to see it as toxins putting in my body. And if I'm going to consume those products, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get diseased, I'm going to be less effective in my work. I'm going to be less effective as a father, as a husband. I'm going to be less effective generally in life, less energy. And why would I want to do that for short-term satisfaction? Like, that's my way of thinking. It takes a long time to get there, but I help people over time enable that mindset to do that so that you can have long-term pleasure instead of all the short-term, instant gratification that so many of us are used to, especially with social media.
Love it. Yossi, this has been amazing. By the way, if you're listening to this and you've got some back pain, some hip pain, any type of pain, reach out to Yossi, performaball.com, PERFORMABALL. We'll put that in the show notes. Yossi, this has been amazing. I'm honestly, I want you to give me the name of like a good ball I've got the studio here in my office over there. I want to go try it out because I think one, it'd be fun. And two, I'm done with living with pain. I want to get rid of it so that I can just enjoy my daughters, have a great life. And like you said, for longevity. So thank you so much for being on the show, my friend.
Thanks so much, Yigal. Yeah, pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, when people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when change happens. And you're young and your body knows how to heal, and you'll be out of pain in no time. I'll give you the name of the ball if you want now.
Sure, yeah. Let the listeners know.
Yeah, so I recommend Gymnic Plus. There are a couple of others in the market that aren't bad. And just need to pump it to the right heart, which I can tell you about it afterwards. I can do a follow-up thing if you want. But just need to make sure that it's the correct height and size for you, and you're good to go.
Awesome, brother. For everybody listening, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to listen to the next episode of the podcast. Also join us on Facebook and our group, Tribesmen, Jewish Men Leading. And always remember, strength and courage, Chazak v'matz.